Bismillahirrahmanirrahim and Assalamualaikum. My name is Muhammad Kasrim Zazukin. I'm presenting on the background of Walt Disney. Walt Disney and his brother founded Disney Brothers Cartoon Studio in Hollywood, California on October 16, 1923. Before this, they operated Love O. Graham Studio but went bankrupt in 1923 and moved to Los Angeles. Love O. Graham sold a short film known as Alice Wonderland and signed a contract to make 6 more films. 1928 until 1934, Walt House Studio can produce 2 big films, which is Mickey Mouse and Steamboat Willie. On 1940, Walt Disney Studio issued 155,000 shares of 6% convertible preferred shares, and on 2000, Disney owns and operates ABC, ESPN, Pixar, and Marvel Studio, and also Lucasfilm. The vision and mission of Walt Disney Company is the vision to be one of the world's leading producers and providers of entertainment and information. For the mission of the Walt Disney Company is to entertain, inform, and inspire people around the globe through the power of unparalleled storytelling, reflecting the iconic brands, creative minds, and innovative technologies that make ours the world's premier entertainment company. The objective of the company is to aggressive marketing, minimizing operational costs, and new product innovation.
Now I'm going to explain on the case analysis purpose. The first purpose is to examine the internal, external, and environmental reasons. Secondly, to examine how possible rivals of Walt Disney interact with one another and compete in market share. Thirdly, to examine the marketing and strategic management methods used by Walt Disney Company and its rivals. And last but not least, to assess the strategic and managerial marketing possibilities and risks for the Walt Disney Company. Now let's moving on the general environment. The general environment is composed of dimensions in the broader society that influence an industry and the firms within it. And the general environment consists of 6 segments, which are demographic, economic, political, legal, socio-cultural, technological, and global. This one is demographic. It is the classification of the targeted audience related to specific characteristics. Walt Disney opened the Disneyland in Hong Kong and Tokyo, Japan. It is because these 2 areas are the most flooded with tourists, which Hong Kong is one of the high population nations and Tokyo is located in a metropolitan area. This would help Walt Disney to gain more customers to be part of Walt Disney family. Secondly, is economic. It refers to all the external economic factors that influence the purchasing patterns of customers, enterprises, and a company performance. It is out of a company control and can be either macro or micro, such as budget deficits or surpluses, interest rate, and many more. For example, Disney World's revenue as its parks and resorts division increased 7% back in 2008, or can be explained in 701 million to 10.6 billion due to increases of 483 million and 218 million at its domestic and international resorts, respectively. Last but not least is technological. Every organization is actively engaged in generating new information and turning that knowledge into a fresh output, goods, methods, and resources. For example, back to 1993, there were a lot of things that were introduced and invented worldwide by Walt Disney. Apart from producing many successful animation and films, they also built several Disneyland parks, resorts, and hotels, and moved to a TV network in 1993 to the cable network. It shows that Walt Disney used a lot of technology to improve and make innovation and use them to increase its revenue from time to time in the current basis to the future.
Presenting on the industrial analysis of Walt Company. On the Walt Disney Company, they have competitors, substitute products, bargaining of buyers, trade of new entrants and beginning of suppliers. We will start with the competitors. As we can see, after Shanghai and Orlando theme park start the business, they compete with each other in terms of new attraction and package that what they want to offer to the customer. The level of competitor is moderate and several rivals such as Time Warner, CBS Corporation and New York Times is a major competitor for the Walt Disney Company. 8 segment major such as Discovery segment, Media Network and Zentra being part of the competitors for the Walt Disney Company, and 3 segment business being rival is in Parks and Resort, Studio Entertainment and also Consumer Products. Next is substitute products. Substitute product is what the company wanted to offer to the customer in order to stay relevant in the market. The level of substitute product for Walt Disney Company is moderate. Besides entertaining and producing film, they offer Parks and Resort, which is Walt Disney World Resort, and cruise line in Florida. 100% status ownership in Tokyo, California, and Florida Disney Resort. Apart from it, therefore, Disneyland theme park come out with several new package in order to attract their customer to remain loyal to them. Walt Disney also offered live action, animated motion pictures, direct video programming, and music recording to the customers. Move to beginning of buyers of the Walt Disney Company. Beginning buyer for Walt Disney Company is high since they produce branded quality film. Hence mean they still manage to earn trust from their customer and fans. Apart from it, Walt Disney also come out with new strategy to offer to the customer. We can see in their financial report where their revenue increase of 483 million US dollar domestic and 218 million US dollar international result for 2008. Walt Disney will always, particularly in terms of their customer demand pattern, to ensure their brand still valuable in market. Next is threats of new entrants. Threat of new entrants is low for the Walt Disney Company, not to mention the government limitation on creating theme parks which limit the height and measurement of the rides and attraction that must be established in the designated space. Incumbents are generally equipment given the skills of parks. Theme parks typically emerge as regional monopolies, and museums are generally non-profit organizations which reduce the competitive edge and make it easier for new entrants. Last but not least, in industrial analysis is bargaining power of suppliers. Bargaining power of supplier is moderate. Every theme park strives to be the best and most noticeable to its visitors by adding new attraction as frequently as visible by Lucas 2012. Disney Company has moderate bargaining strength since it demands unique material from a small number of suppliers. For examples, Bollinger and Mabillion, Intamin Vekoma, Aero Premier Rights, and many more. The Gravity Group and SNS Power are just a handful and main film that develop most popular attraction in theme parks worldwide. Every year, the International Association of Amusement Parks and Attraction hosts meeting where the latest technology for theme park is displayed.
Next, I will explain on the internal analysis. Internal analysis is a detailed evaluation of a company's internal components, both tangible and intangible, such as resources, assets, and operation. We will go through the strengths and weaknesses of Walt Disney Company. As we can see in the table, the strength of Walt Disney Company is best entertainment place in the world. The Walt Disney Company is providing a holistic, memorable, and attractive brand experience through motion pictures, animation, theatrical and musical performance, and many more all over the world. Second, Strong diversification. Disney operates a diverse global entertainment company around the world that includes theme park, resort, broadcast networks, and the streaming of TV series and movies, which allows them to have several sources of income. The third internal strength is innovation. Walt Disney has been the most innovative and imaginative corporation in the entertainment industry since the 20th century. Disney innovation increased storytelling and immersive experience creation. Also, its many innovations include the first cartoon with synchronous sound and the first full-length animated feature film. Next, Walt Disney has an excellent good image. It has been widely known around the world for 8 decades as the main entertainment provider, especially for its Disney Channel, Disney Park Resort, and Walt Disney Studios film production. Another strength is get easy feedback through social networks. There is no doubt that Disney used social media to connect with the audience very effectively. For example, Disney Park used Facebook to share hidden details, exclusive guest experience, and team members' perspective from inside the parks. Acquire popular teams from different leagues. Walt Disney's acquire popular teams including broadcast television network ABC and cable networks such as Disney Channel or ESPN, which is one of the most watched cable networks in the world and directly contribute to the rise of income of the Disney Media and Broadcasting Division. Last but not least, Disney discovered the niche market and sell it to a captive audience. They have come out with few products that nobody ever thought worthy of selling in a theme park. But not only did Disney sell it, they figured out a way to make it pervasive. We will move on to the internal weakness of Walt Disney Company. The first one, Walt Disney is costly to visit. Many middle-class families and belows can no longer afford a Disney vacation as the price have climbed so high. Second, huge investment with high risk factor. Walt Disney Company has made huge investment in its entertainment such as building a new theme park and the production of a new movie in which it puts Disney in a high risk factor. The income statement shows that the cost and expenses of production increase every year since 2006. Third, specific target market. Disney's primary target market is children, which is why most of its products and services are child-related. They should also produce products that will capture the attention of different kinds of audience. Next, it may come as no surprise that Walt Disney Company is spending a lot of expenses in its R&D to innovate and introduce new products and services. This is not really good when the company can also suffer from poor performance losses even after investing in a great deal of money each year in R&D. Lastly, Walt Disney internal weakness is it can give negative impact on children's mind. Many young children grow up watching Disney film. Fact that many of the movies and characters created by Disney are far more of an unacceptably bad influence on children than we realize.
Hello, my name is Muhammad Sohaib bin Unsri, and next I will be present about the internal factor evaluation IFE for Disney. Internal factor evaluation IFE metric is a strategy tools that used to evaluate firm's internal environment and to reveal its strengths as well as weaknesses. So in this table, we can see that Disney have 3 major strengths and 4 minor strengths, and we also can see that Disney have 3 major weaknesses and 2 minor weaknesses. So for the total point of the IFE, we can see that Disney hit the 2.77, which is higher than the average, which is 2.5 in total. To conclude, Disney have strong internal position because as we can see that Disney gained 2.77, which is above the average of IFE, which is 2.5. Okay, next is the external factor evaluation for the Walt Disney. So the ratings in the external metric refer to how effectively company's current strategy in order to respond to the opportunities and threats. The numbers range from 4 to 1, whereas 4 means a superior response, 3 means above average response, and 2 means average response, while 1 means poor response. So in the opportunity, we can see that Disney have superior response towards the special offer for school and tourists, while in the threats we can see that Disney have superior response in the change in the technology. The total score of 2.5 is an average score, while Disney's score for EFE is 2.81. In external evaluation, a low total score indicates that the company strategies aren't well designed to meet the opportunities and defend against the threats. So we can conclude that Walt Disney got the point above the average, which is 2.81. So Walt Disney have made the good opportunities and defend against the threat.
I will be continue on the competitor analysis. Competitor analysis is a technique that involves evaluating the main competitors to learn more about their products, sales, and marketing strategies. To enable the company to make the comparison more accurate among its competitors, they use competitive profile matrix, or also known as CPM. CPM provides necessary information of competitive advantage based on critical success factors and serve as the basis for an organization strategy. In the CPM, there are few elements, which are the first one is critical success factor. It is a key areas that determine a company's success in the industry. It also contains weight in order to indicate the importance of that factor in the company's success. Next is a rating, which refers to how well companies are doing in each area. They range from 4 major strength to 1 major weakness. Lastly is score. The score is the result of weight multiplied by rating. The firm that received the highest total score is relatively stronger than its competitors. As we can see in the table below, there are 8 critical success factors in Walt Disney Competitive Profile Matrix, which is advertising, global expansion, financial position, management, product quality, customer loyalty, price competitiveness, and market share. Based on the total score of these 3 companies, Walt Disney Company is number 1 in the market demand with the highest score of 3.37 among its competitors, which is Time Warner and CBS Corporation. Time Warner Company is number 2, just behind Walt Disney and followed by CBS Corporation.
Next, I will be presenting on the SWOT analysis of Walt Disney Company. The first strength is strong diversification. Disney has a diversified business portfolio including parks, studio entertainment, television, music, movies, consumer products, and video games. Walt Disney has also created a dependable distribution network over the years that can reach the majority of its potential market. The company's movie selection, as well as corresponding merchandise and amusement park services, continues to expand throughout time. Many business segments in Walt Disney Company contributes revenue generation, and in case of failure in one business segment, there won't be much impact to the company since other segments will cover up the gap. Next trend is best entertainment place in the world. About the century, Disney was widely recognized throughout the world, especially due to its Disney Channel, Disney Park Resorts, and movies from Walt Disney Studio. The company is perceived as a primary family entertainment provider. Disney, with the esteemed brand, it bears the good response to the market. Reputed brand contributes the good progression. Next, weakness is the next issue to be addressed in the Walt Disney Company's SWOT analysis. Of course, the Walt Disney experience is quite expensive, therefore it is not accessible to everyone. This has led customers to find cheaper alternative forms of entertainment for their families. This is due to high demand around the world. Everyone is willing to go there to gain experience and have fun. Each day, Disney World has limits. People who can enter the place to avoid crowded and avoid the rides for having too long lines. Moreover, Walt Disney has a high cost of production because to fulfill demand around the world, they expand their business to more countries. It also costs a lot to build more theme parks, resorts, interactive media, and many more in other countries. Hence, it also required a different exchange rate for each country. The rights for theme parks need to have maintenance regularly in order to maintain the security and safety. New rights also need to be maintained because many people use the rights. When a lot of people use the rights, the paint will fade and repairs need to be made, in which results in a high cost production. Next is opportunity. Due to its global reputation, Disney has opportunity to expand to more countries. Currently, Disney plans to expand their opportunity in Brazil, India, and other parts of the world. In order to have a successful plan, they are consistently engaged in conversation with many different people in the market who are interested in having Disneyland in their market. Based on theme parks they built before, they seem to have different themes for each, such as fairy tales, Magic Kingdom, and such. Lastly, in SWOT analysis is threat. The first threat is changes in technologies. New technologies created by competition may pose a serious threat to the company. Disney's main competitors of different size in various markets are CBS, Sony, Time Warner, Fox, AMC Networks, Universal Studios, and DC. The next threat is segment competitors. Disney's competitors differ in each segment of business. Like in media networks or broadcasting, Disney compete with network companies like Discovery Network, Fox Cable Networks, and MTV Networks, and etc.
For the conclusion, Disney's current opportunities and strengths profoundly outweigh the company's threats and weaknesses. Suggestions for the future are rooted in the play on company's strengths of brand reputation and cable prowess. Disney should look to expand into the Chinese and Asian Pacific market by utilizing their worldwide brand image with intent to gain and consolidated consumer loyalty in the world's faster growing economy. Disney is already a legitimate success within North America, thus the logical direction is to look east for growth. It is advised that the company should practice contingency planning for the company to be more efficient and effective in handling problems.